So we had a little break for Arvit. I want to continue. Is that when we talk about tzedakah, the greatest honor, the greatest level of tzedakah, that a person should be independent by providing him with a job, so he would not be dependent on charity anymore. The same applies to you. In other words, what do you do to become independent? Do you acquire the proper tools to understand where you're doing wrong? Do you, for example, live on a budget? Because if you don't live on a budget, you're always going to be dependent, because you're always going to buy more than you need. You're going to usually live above your means. If you know this is how much money comes in and these are my expenses, you'll see that you have so much money to spend. Do you do that? Otherwise you become dependent. And when you become dependent, you lost your freedom. And that means you cannot count on government programs. It's very nice that the government takes away from you Social Security, this, that, and the other thing. But who guaranteed you you're going to have Social Security? What do you do on your own? Do you save money on your own? Do you have any idea about what you're going to do in the future? You know, you think that that's one of the fetishes that we have with governments, is that, along the line, we believe the governments are the ones who give us rights, gives us freedom. The freedom is yours. And it's not for them to give you. It's yours by right. We were all free. We're born free. The question is, why do we give such, also why do we develop such dependency? Is simply because the lack of knowledge of what needs to be done. So therefore, knowledge is your greatest weapon, is your greatest asset of all. You have to go learn. Just to let you know, I hate statistics, it's not an economy class, but out of college graduates, 3.9% are unemployed, where the average in the country is about double, is about 8%. So in other words, you have greater chances to be unemployed if you don't have a degree. Why? Because you have knowledge. So when we have chayrut, and we call it what the parasha, last week's parasha calls the draw, starts first of all from the decision that you will make, not only to know, but the decision to carry the responsibility and the consequences of your life. Chachamim use they use a very harsh term, and they say, Aseh Shabbatcha chol ve'al tistakek labriot. Make your Shabbat, not that you will be mechalel Shabbat. Make your Shabbat like a regular weekday. As long, and don't be dependent on people. Don't eat stuffed ducks on Shabbat, but be dependent on people. Eat what you eat during the week. Eat peanut butter and jelly. As long as you don't have to come to borrow from other people. And then you have to, again, the most difficult thing for us is to be responsible for money. We have to be, you have to negotiate. You have to give and take. And there's no reason why you should not negotiate and try to get a better deal, whether it's your bank, whether it's anything. But I'm going to tell you that does not only come to physical, materialistic bargaining. You also have to bargain spiritually. You have to be very careful to see what causes you spiritual waste. Where do you spend spiritually? What sucks the energy, the spirit out of you? Where do you waste it? That's why you need to have tools, spiritual tools. And those tools could be found in the Torah. As Parashat Bechukotai teaches us. That's why I know we did it last week. We spoke about this parasha, but it's very, very important. So you see, Behar Bechukotai, one will talk about the financial, economics, and the other one will talk on the spirit. And I think it's great because this year they're coming together. And Parashat Bechukotai teaches us, and it says the following: Im bechukotai telechu, mitzvotai tishmoru. If you will keep my chukim, my laws, and you will guard my mitzvot. So what does it mean to lalechet b'chukim, to do the chukim? Does it mean to be good kids? Not to do anything bad? To be connected to action all the time? To asiyah? To prevent yourself from bad? Rashi, see, I made a typo here. Just have to see it. Rashi asks, so therefore, why it's mitzvotai tishmoru? Why you should keep my mitzvot? We already said it before, b'chukotai telechu. But if we said b'chukotai telechu, what does it mean? Rashi says, shetiyu amelim b'torah. You have to work hard in the Torah. Lalechet b'chukot HaTorah. Lalechet b'chukot HaTorah. It's not to learn. I'm sorry. It's not to keep, but rather to learn. And not stam limud, to work hard. If you're going to go to a job and you're not going to, some of you are waiters. Now, as a waiter, if you're going to la-di-da-di-da, take your time, you're not going to make it through the end of the night. Yet amel is to work hard at the end of the day. You work hard for your money. The same thing is to do amelut b'Torah. But why do we use the word amel b'Torah? Amel, mishon, amal, work also. Hit amlut, lehit amel is to do exercise. As much as, remember, we were talking about emunah, comes me imun. Emunah, belief, comes from imun, practice. A person is not born with belief, he has to practice in that. Torah also needs to be amelut. But lilmod Torah, right, to learn Torah, not for the sake of acquiring knowledge or for pure purposes of putting it to work, so-called, your knowledge of Torah. In other words, you don't learn Torah because you want to have another medal or another degree on the wall, or because you want to show off, or you want to get a job. You're learning for the sake of learning. There are many people who try to learn and they don't succeed. Or they don't succeed so much. Main core of the problem is because they did not come to learn as students. And if you don't come to learn as a student, guess what? You're not going to learn. They didn't come to learn with the neshama. They had other issues to come to learn. Want to learn to show how much they know. They came to learn because they have to learn, because their mommy told them to learn, because of any other reason. Because they want to become rabbis. Why? So we could call them rabbi, doctor. One of those. You didn't come to learn with your neshama. You came to learn with the chomer, with the material part in you. Limud, learning. Limud im haneshama, the person came to learn with his soul, is like a gym for the spirit, for the soul. You go to the gym, you go like this. Those muscles that we work out in that spiritual gym, if we don't work them like any other muscle, what will happen to a muscle that you don't work out? Atrophy. Degenerates. Falls apart. It's gone. So is to your spiritual muscles. If you don't work your spiritual muscles, you won't have them. You develop fat in your muscles that will close any channel of energy, and you have spiritual cholesterol, so-called. Why? Because we immerse ourselves in a world of asiyah l'shem matara, for the sake of action. It's very difficult for us to do things without getting a reward, to learn without getting a title or honor. And limud, learning, that yesh bo amal, that we do with to work out the neshama, brings me closer to my inside. Since it brings me closer to the inside, makes me more refined. So if you see people who learn Torah and they don't change, this is the reason. It was for a specific purpose, not because they wanted to learn. They didn't come with their soul. So therefore they never allowed the Torah to change them. They didn't come for because I want to learn. They learn because they have to. If you're coming to learn with your soul, it's going to give you into spiritual shape. And that's why the Torah says, Im bechukotai telechu mitzvotai tishmoru. Shmirat mitzvot, in order to be able for you to keep it, to be a guard, you need to have situational awareness as a guard. When you have situational awareness of the guard, you can't fall asleep. You know what you're doing, and you can do your job. If not, you cannot guard it. That's why you have to know why and what are you guarding. So I would encourage you to try to come and learn with your neshama for the sake of learning. And Be'ezrat Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu would help us to become better people. Amen. Amen.